Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Today I have the last of the preview buildings Lemax sent me for 2024, and we are ending on a bang. This is the Phantom Castle. So when all of the new for 2024 buildings were announced this year, this was the piece that I think garnered the most discussion and excitement as, well, one, it's the carnival ride for the year. The carnival rides normally always drum up the most hype as it's one of the most popular themes. And typically, the carnival rides are normally one of the big centerpiece items each year, especially the last couple years, in my opinion. But on top of that, this is, to my knowledge, the very first roller coaster that any of the big villaging companies have done. You know, one of the most requested buildings of all time was a roller coaster, as, you know, it's one of the staple rides at a carnival, or rather an amusement park. And up until now, we haven't really gotten anything close to a roller coaster in Spooky Town. Now, this one here, Phantom Castle, it's important to note, this is more of a dark ride style roller coaster. Think like Thunder Mountain from Disney World. That's actually what I thought of whenever I saw this piece. So it's one of those kinds of roller coasters. So it's not like one of those massive ones that loop around the park. But if that's the kind of roller coaster you want, really your only option is to build one of those coaster kits that CDX Blocks makes. Or there may be some other companies that make scale roller coasters, but that's really your only option for a massive coaster, is to get one of those kits and then spookify it, because I don't ever see Lemax ever doing that style of a roller coaster. I just don't see logistically how they would make that work. So if you want a roller coaster, this is what you got, and I think Lemax did an excellent job at giving us a feasible roller coaster. There is a lot to like on this piece, so let's talk about what all is going on here. So in talking about the animation on this piece, you obviously have the carts at the front, but kind of by the entryway that go around, and you also have the carts at the back that rotate through the building as well. And I like how they're all decorated with skulls, spiders, bats. I think that's a nice touch. Speaking of the bats, you have the bats up top here that fly around, which, by the way, they come detached. They come in a separate compartment on the box that you have to put on yourself. And, you know, of course, the big thing with this building is the ramp that has the carts going down it. Now, it's really, really cool what Lemax did here to achieve this effect. They're utilizing the conveyor belt that they've been using a lot in Spooky Town in recent years, but they're using it to mimic the fact that, you know, these riders are going down a hill, or the carts are going down a hill, I should say. Really, really cool. I will say, my one criticism of this building is I am a little bit, I guess, cautious of the mechanical longevity of it, because as you can see, the carts are very shaky on that ramp, and I think it kind of adds to the piece a little bit and makes it look like an out-of-control type of roller coaster, but I am a little bit cautious of how well mechanically that's going to hold up. But nonetheless, Lemax, they pulled off a lot of tricks here to give us a feasible roller coaster, and they did it beautifully, I think. So something that's not animation here, but is a nice garnish on the piece. I like these flames up the top. They have a nice little pulsating light. Lemax, they've been using those pulsing flames a lot in recent years. And getting into the details here, I like the couple by the exit who was trying to escape. I love how on this piece you have all these gravestone skeletons. They're all over the building. Of course, you've got the actual castle parts of the piece, hence the name Phantom Castle. You've got the big Phantom Castle sign that's by the front of the building. I really like the mountain that has more tombstones and skeletons coming out of it. I'm a sucker for Grim Reaper, so I'm glad that they added this little Grim Reaper guy here. And of course, the most striking thing on this building is that giant Phantom/Reaper that's overlooking the entire ride. And it looks amazing. Like, this is a very visually striking piece. If you were to put this with some of the other rides that Lemax has done in recent years, which Lemax, I think they've been on a roll the last couple years with their carnival rides, because you have this one, last year you had the Dungeon, the year before you had the Bat Bonanza, I think, then the year before that you had the Ferris wheel, and all three of those were spectacular. This would go very well with all of those, but like I was talking about with that giant skeleton that's looming over the building, this will draw eyes in a scene, even if you were to put it with some of the other rides that they've done in recent years. So there is just a lot going on here. Lemax, they did a tremendous job at giving us a feasible roller coaster, I think. Alright guys, so that was my review of Phantom Castle, an awesome new for 2024 building. I'd imagine that this is going to be the star of the show for a lot of people this year. It is important to note that this building is available at Michael's. In fact, my Michael's has already gotten their stuff out, and I will be rolling into the Michaels exclusives shortly after this video, but I'd imagine that when people go into Michaels and they see this, it's going to turn a lot of heads. It's just got lots of fun details on it, it's themed excellently, and again, it's a roller coaster. Like, what's not to love about a cool Spooky Town roller coaster? Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. And to tease what I'm going to talk about next time for my first Michaels exclusive, I got tickets to see the new slasher film, It's a Wonderful Knife. Care to join me? So until then, here is Phantom Castle with the lights and sound.